Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most exciting sectors out there, FinTech. We're not just going to talk about what it is, no. We're actually breaking down a strategic roadmap for how a company can shake things up and really lead the market, specifically between 2025 and 2027. All right, let's jump right in.
First, let's just start with the number. $1.5 trillion. Yeah, that is the projected global revenue for the fintech market by 2030. That's not just a number, it's a signal. It tells us there's a huge shift happening in how we all handle money, and frankly, it's a massive, massive opportunity for anyone who's ready to innovate.
So that brings us to the big question, right? With a pie that massive, how can any company, whether you're a tiny startup or a huge established player, how do you actually grab a meaningful slice of that future? Well, the rest of this explainer is going to be all about answering that exact question. To really get a handle on the opportunity, we've got to understand the main idea first. So, what exactly is fintech disruption? Let's take a look at this new financial frontier. So when we say disruption, what are we really talking about? Well, at its core, it's about technology just completely changing the game for old-school finance. Instead of those slow, expensive, one-size-fits-all services we're used to, fintech comes in with solutions that are faster, way cheaper, and tailored directly to you, the user. It's a total challenge to the old way of doing things. And this whole disruption really stands on three main legs. First, it's all driven by tech like AI and blockchain. Things that automate processes and make transactions super secure. Second, it is absolutely obsessed with the customer, designing every single experience around what you need, not what the bank wants. And third, it's all about global access, using digital platforms to reach people who, for a long time, were just left out of the financial system.
And make no mistake, this is not some small niche thing. The impact is being felt everywhere. It's shaking up the entire financial services industry, it's going head-to-head with traditional banks, and it's even changing how we plan for retirement, with new platforms making managing your pension way more transparent and easier than it's ever been.
Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, but where is this actually happening? Where can we look to see a real-world example of this kind of disruption just knocking it out of the park right now?
Well, you don't have to look any further than India. It's become a true global leader in fintech. Its market is on track to hold $1 trillion in assets under management by 2030, and that's all fueled by one of the highest adoption rates on the planet. The real game changer, though, has been the Unified Payments Interface, or UPI. This thing has totally turned digital payments on its head, and now it's basically the model for the rest of the world.
So now that we see the incredible potential, let's get to the how. This is the blueprint for success. It's a clear, step-by-step, 3-year growth roadmap designed to take a company from just being in the race to leading the entire market. The path to leadership unfolds in 3 distinct phases. Think of it like this. 2025 is all about building a rock-solid foundation. Then in 2026, the focus shifts to scaling up, and fast, and innovating like crazy. And by 2027, the goal is simple: dominate the market. Each year builds right on top of the last one. All right, year 1, 2025. This is absolutely critical. The focus has to be on a digital-first marketing strategy. This means you're creating great educational content, things like webinars and deep dive articles, to show that you're an authority. At the same time, you're building strategic partnerships to grow your reach and your credibility. It's all about laying that solid groundwork. In 2026, it is time to hit the gas. This is all about scaling into new, high-potential regions and using AI to give people experiences that feel like they were made just for them, that can even guess what they need next. It's also the time to get creative and experiment with new platforms to find and win over new audiences.
By 2027, the goal shifts again. Now it's about market domination. So how do you do that? By making your brand stand out with powerful storytelling, sharing those real customer success stories. The focus moves from just getting new customers to keeping the ones you have through awesome loyalty programs. That's how you build something that really lasts.
But let's be real here. No journey like this is ever a straight line. It's not all smooth sailing. So to be realistic, we have to look at both the challenges and, of course, the incredible opportunities that are out there in the fintech world right now. You know, every disruptive market is really two sides of the same coin. On one side, yeah, you've got challenges. Navigating incredibly complex regulations, facing fierce competition, and that constant battle to earn and keep customer trust. But on the other side, for every one of those challenges, there's a huge opportunity waiting. The chance to use amazing new tech, to expand into markets that nobody's serving well, and to build game-changing partnerships. So, let's bring all this together. What's the big picture here? What's your key takeaway? Well, what we're all witnessing is nothing less than the complete redefinition of the future of finance itself. You know, it all really boils down to this. The fintech market is entering an exciting phase of growth and transformation, but sustaining this momentum requires a clear growth marketing roadmap. So while all this excitement is fantastic, turning it into real, lasting success isn't about luck. The key is that you have to have a plan, a deliberate, clear roadmap.
And that leaves us with one last, really provocative thought to chew on. As technology just keeps moving forward, blurring the lines between all these industries, it forces us to ask a really fundamental question. By the time 2030 rolls around, what is the word bank even going to mean?